everybody, how you doing today? My name's Andrew. I'm Pop Pop.
I'm Aunt Becky. I'm Megan.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
I'm Kelly.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys. And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. We've got another beautiful day on our hands. At the moment, we are currently out in the field working on some planting. Just to give you an idea of where we are, we go down a little bit further, we have potatoes. We move up, we have our sweet corn, we have a hayfield, and then coal crops. Thankfully, we're gonna have a lot of stuff planted close together. This will make the trips for when we have to go out and pick a lot of different things a lot easier on us. We have Matthew with us. He was able to escape the farm market. This time of the year, he usually doesn't leave the farm market, but today, he was able to.
I was given 2 hours to leave, then I have to be back.
It was so quiet yesterday, and now Matthew's here, and he just talks so much.
I've been by myself.
If you had not seen the last video, we spent a lot of time getting all this ground ready to start planting, and we're even able to get started putting plants into the soil. In our last video, we were able to get all of our specialty cabbages planted. So we have our red, our Savoy, and our Chinese cabbage. We were also able to get all of our broccoli planted. We also put some kale and some kohlrabi into the soil. We don't sell as much of that as we used to, but it's still important to have. You need variety.
Someone had picked the rocks right here.
Daniel, turn the water off, turn the water off. Did you hear that yesterday at all?
No, turn the water off.
I think we heard Dad say turn the water off about 50 times. When we were little, we never used to turn the water off, and we'd run all the water out of the machine and then we have to go back and fill up. Dad would get cranky. So I think it's just like muscle memory for him now to tell us to turn the water off. Not gonna stay up there.
No, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly, I wasn't.
Now, we talked a little bit about how this machine works yesterday, but now that it's actually running and I'm not on the machine, I can show you a little easier. What we have is a pull-behind transplanter. We have our water tank with hoses that connect it to each unit. Now, the thing that's interesting is it is a pull-behind, so the only thing driving our mechanism is the wheels. We have a series of chains and sprockets that allow us to set up the distance between each plant, and those are ran by these two wheels. So once the machine is set on the ground, it is actively planting. Right behind Matthew's feet, we have a set of discs. What those discs do is open up the soil and then allow the plant to be dropped down in, and it will close behind the plant. So essentially they open up a little gap, the plant drops down in, and then it closes behind it. And while that whole process is happening, each plant is getting its own individual spray of water. It's actually a really neat process, and it's allowed us to plant thousands, millions of vegetables. Now, this is the only part of the machine that's a little daunting for new people. What we have is this mechanism spinning around with these rubber ends called cups. Now, as the machine turns, the cups will actually close to hold onto the plant. It does not hurt at all. It can look a little scary because of the way they close. People think they're gonna lose a finger. But what you do is you place the plant in there with the roots hanging out. The cups will close on the plant. Hold it just until that soil opens up, and then it will drop it down in. And you can plant on this machine with 4 people, but as of lately, we've not had the opportunity to fit 4 people on the machine. When we were a little bit younger and we had more help, we were able to do it, and it made planting go a lot quicker. Also, the more people that are on the machine, Dad thinks he can go really fast, and you do miss a few. But it happens, it happens. We would always have someone walking behind, fixing all those problems, which is what I'm doing right now. If there's any misses, I take care of it. There have been many people in my comments and who I've spoken to that have used one of these machines in their lives. A lot of tobacco is planted with one of these machines. Not here, but like down in the south, a lot of people will plant tobacco using one of them. We strictly use it just for vegetables. We have planted like watermelons and like cantaloupe with it in the past, but we tend to do that on the mulch more often than not so that we can irrigate everything easier. With the cole crops, using this machine has been a big blessing. If it is a hot, dry spring, we will come through with irrigation pipe and we won't have to worry about watering. But for now, it's just an easy way to get a good start on spring.
Some other things we planted with it are tomatoes and peppers. The problem with the tomatoes and peppers is we can only cultivate them at a certain time frame because the tomatoes push out too much and they get pulled out of the ground to cultivate them. So we mainly plant all that stuff underneath the mulch so that the weeds are very tolerant to the water. We have to be careful with the peppers because the plants will just snap off. Oh! Turn the water off!
And just like that, we have completely finished off our first planting of cole crops. And a lot of people think I'm saying cold, but I'm saying cole, C-O-L-E, just for your information. Now, we've got all different types of cabbages planted out here. We got some broccoli, kale, and kohlrabi. The only thing we did not plant in spring this year when it comes to cole crops is cauliflower. And it just doesn't grow nice in spring for us. It gets a little too hot and then starts to rot inside the leaves. It's just, we've never been able to sell nice cauliflower in spring and summer. So we're really gonna be planting a lot of that stuff as we move into fall. But for now, cole crops are finished. I think we're all very happy with the way everything went. The fact that these were all started from seed in our germination greenhouse and then moved down into our lower greenhouse to let grow. And now they're out in the field. It's been a big process, but we were able to get it all done and we're happy about it. Now that it's out in the field, there's only a few things that we're gonna be doing to it. One is adding irrigation if needed. 2 is adding fertilizer. And 3 is cultivating. We will come through with a cultivator to try and keep our weeds down. That can be a little bit difficult as stuff starts to get larger. But if we can stay on top of it and do it every few weeks or so, we should be able to keep the weeds out of it, keeping everything look nice and everything growing beautiful. How do you feel, Dad? Are you happy to be done with your first planting of cole crops?
Yes, sir.
Woo! Now that we're all finished off with the cole crops, everybody's gonna be running in different directions, even though it's almost lunch. We might eat lunch first. Daniel is running off to get the planter. He's gonna be planting our last planting of peas for the year, and then he's also gonna be marking a few rows for red beets. Yeah, we're gonna be doing red beets outside of the garden this year as well. We sold quite a few of them last year. We didn't have enough because I think the deer ate a few, but nonetheless, we do want to be raising a few more red beets, and the second planting of peas needs to be done. So Daniel's going to be working on that. Matthew is going to head back to the farm. He's going to be helping out any way possible he can at the farm market. If customers need help, whatever they need, he's going to be there for them. Dad, I'm not sure. He was too focused on lunch, but before I head back to the farm for lunch, I want to show you how our sweet corn is looking. Oh, there's one there. There's another one. There's another one. Oh, we've got corn coming up. Look at that. Beautiful. That is a good sight. All the corn that we have seeded under the bio mulch is starting to sprout and look really good. Dad said he's found corn that's about that tall, which Grandpa does tell stories. But from what we've seen, I might be inclined to believe him. Now, same thing with all the other crops that we raise. We have a few different varieties of sweet corn here, so that's not all ready at the same time. I think we also have 2 plantings here and then another planting at another farm. So that's cool for us to see that the sweet corn is starting to sprout. Will we have sweet corn by 4th of July? I don't think so, but we can always hope. And then the last thing I want to talk about while we were here was the potatoes. Potatoes just haven't come out of the soil yet, but soon enough, soon enough. We're expecting some rain tomorrow, which is why we kind of rushed to get all of these cole crops planted. So things are looking on the up and up. I'm really impressed with how quickly we've been able to move through everything, especially with it being prime flower time. Everybody's focused on flowers, but we're also trying to get everything planted. Now that we're back at the farm, you can see why Matt's been so busy. We got customers everywhere. Parking lot's full. So everybody's trying to help out. This is a busy, busy time of year. Not only because of all the vegetable plants, but the flowers. The flowers are drawing a big crowd. I'm here in the farm market with the girls right now. They've been very busy today, haven't you, Becky?
Very busy.
There's been people coming in. What have they been picking up?
Flowers, flowers, flowers.
The flowers are almost as beautiful as the ladies we have here on the farm. right? Let me tell you. For lunch today, it looks like we were having ham and cheese sandwiches and something a little special. Grammy made homemade chips. Look at those. Oh, those look good, Grammy. They smell good too. We're all finished with lunch now, so we're running up here to hop in the side-by-side. We're gonna be following Daniel around as he plants. That way, if he needs any help with loading seed or anything else, we're right there to help him. Before we get going though, I'm making a quick ride down around back. Daniel has been working on filling in behind these blocks, and he's been doing a really nice job. You can see the blocks have really been extended. This wall is gonna look really, really nice once it's done. I mean, the calves here, they've been enjoying their little pen. It's worked out great for them, it's worked out great for us, kept everything nice and dry and out of the wind. Out of the wind is a big deal. I wanted to come and make sure all the cattle were out to pasture. I didn't see any here, and I wanted to make sure there was no calves hanging around by themselves. So all the way over on the hill, the cattle are enjoying themselves, eating that fresh grass. Those nice little strips of green going out through the field are peas, and since the peas are up that much, that's why we need to get our second planting started.
I'm making sure I have enough seed in each one.
Daniel went out through his first pass. He had some sugar snap peas in there. He also had snow peas. He's gonna do one more pass of just shell peas, and that'll be it for our second planting. It's not gonna be as large as our first planting. Once the second planting is all good to go, we kind of find ourselves in a little bit of a pinch by means of how much stuff we have going on. So this is just gonna be it for the second planting. 5 rows of shell, and we have a few rows of the sugar snap and snow peas. Daniel's got one more pass with the seeder, and then he's gonna be done with the peas. He's also gonna go out back with nothing in the seeder. And the reason for that is so that we have perfect lines for planting some red beets. Now, we don't have a large planter to plant our red beets with, so we are gonna have to use our little hand seeder, which, I mean, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to walk the fields a few times. It'll be a good workout for whoever's planting red beets. Maybe in the future, we can find something that will make it a little easier on us to plant red beets, but we only do a little bit. We don't have the craziest market for red beets, so just whatever we need to supply the farm market. Daniel's gonna make his passes, plant his peas, and then we're heading back to the farm. You're not eating those jelly beans, are you?
Nope.
Okay, what are you planting?
Green beans.
Green beans? Wow, check that out. This is how we plant all our beans here on the farm. Grammy does it for us. Look at that, professional with speed. You think this is impressive? You should see her do all the soybeans out in the fields. One by one, she does all the acreage. Hey everyone, so it's been actually a few days since those last clips were taken. I ended up hurting my back. It was not fun. I ended up going to the chiropractor. I was going to the chiropractor every month, and that seemed to have helped from the last time I hurt my back. But with everything going on with the babies and with Lauren, I was not able to go. So yeah, I ended up neglecting that and paid the price for it. But it is what it is. I am now feeling a lot better. Not 100%, I'd say like 75%, but I'm ready to work. You know, I'm ready to work. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to finish the video, but now I'm finishing the video. The dinners the past couple nights have been great. Just letting you know. If you guys are not subscribed, this is a great time to do so. We're trying to hit 200K subscribers. Also, if you have not liked the video, this is a good time to like the video because it helps us out tremendously. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!